It feels like to me if there were a theme to this podcast, it would be it doesn't really matter where you are, it matters who you're with. Hi, I'm Megan Heritage, and we're back with the Positivity and Practice podcast, the Love Edition. So today we are here with very, very special clients of mine. Not every client do you get to have an awesome relationship. Sometimes you just have a good relationship with them. But these are folks who emulated what I really want to see in my marriage. They love their kids. They love their grandkids. They are dedicated to each other. They are fun. They are kind. And they are top of my list in my 20 years in real estate and being able to really get to be Christ's hands to serve while doing my job. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. They'll tell you who they are, and they will tell you how long they've been married. Welcome.
Wow. What a nice intro.
It's how I feel.
I'm Karen Moran. This is Mike Moran, my husband.
Hi, Mike.
We have been married for almost 53 years.
Wow. I love that. Yeah. So what year were you married?
We were married in 1972.
1972. Mm-hmm. Okay. So when I called you up and said I wanted to do this with you, one of the statistics that I ran after was what is happening with the divorce rate in the United States. And so actually, we are down in our divorce rate, which is a fantastic thing, but still, depending on what statistic you look at, between 40 and 50% of all first marriages end, and most of them end by year 8. Is that surprising to you?
That's sad. That's really sad.
Yeah, it is. It was to me too. And I think that they're attributing the reason that our divorce rate is going down to more people leaning into their mental health and wellness, more people seeking support in counseling and trying to have good conflict resolution inside of their marriages. But they are also saying that it's going up. I'm sorry, that we continue to have 40 to 50% of people getting divorced because of a lack of conflict resolution and inability to continue to dig in harder and work on the problem. So I want to know, is there one thing or a couple of things that you would say have helped you to continue to be married and happily married for almost 53 years?
Oh, Megan, I don't know.
Never thought about it.
Talk to that.
We never thought about it until you called.
I love that.
And you asked about strife, and I can't put my finger on any strife we've ever had, other than just getting through business and things like that, starting a business and, early on.
Being an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you argue, I assume you argue. Do you argue?
I don't think so.
No? When you have a disagreement.
There you go.
Karen wants to spend all of the monies on the beautiful things inside of the house and make it look like the inside of was it Nordstrom's or Bloomingdale's, or which one did you work for?
Saks.
Saks. Oh, it's the worst of the worst and the best of the best.
He has never denied me anything I wanted to buy.
Yeah.
Ever.
I love that.
And it was always our money. It was never his money.
Well, you worked.
I did.
Yeah.
I always worked. But I didn't make the kind of money he was making. In fact, at one point, I ended up working as treasurer for his company.
Okay.
Which was good and bad. But we managed it for a lot of years.
Yeah, my husband and I worked together too. So he was in charge of marketing, and he would give me leads, and then if they didn't close, I would say the leads were crappy and that the clients were no good that he gave me, and we would just go like round and round and round. So I'm like, I'm not sure this is going to be a fantastic thing. Like, I gave you all those leads and you didn't do anything with them. Well, you gave me garbage hole leads, so there's nothing I could do with them. So it just, round and round we go. But so I love that. And I think that one of the things that people do argue about is money and how money is spent. Did you always have a shared bank account?
Yes.
Yeah, you always merged your finances.
We still do, yeah.
Does faith play a role in your marriage?
Well, initially it did.
Okay.
Not necessarily a positive role, but
Really?
yeah, well,
Okay.
I had a few problems with a couple of church people, and I'm into common sense,
Yeah, unfortunately, the church does come with a lot of humans. I think Joyce Meyer says that. Like, I'm a fantastic Christian until all these people show up, and then I got to deal with them, and I get pulled like straight up out of my center. I wonder how much, it's the religion versus relationship, right? We have a relationship with something that we feel like is higher than us, that drives us in a moral and ethical way, I think. And not all people have to sit in a pew to experience that. You struck me the entire time that we worked together as highly ethical, high integrity, high morals.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your family,
my immediate family.
the humans you made.
Okay, we had 2 daughters.
You still have them.
No, we still have.
Yes, you have 2 daughters.
We have 2 daughters, and God, how old are they? 53 and 50?
Almost.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And the youngest daughter got married first. She's the wall kicker. She kicks all the walls in the stable, and she's a smoker. She's like you.
Yeah.
And
He doesn't mean like a smoker.
No.
means-
I mean, she makes things happen.
yes.
She married a Navy SEAL,
That makes sense.
and that made sense too. So, and they've been married. Well, he just retired after 25 years. So they've been married,
Nearly that long.
about 25 years. They have 2 children.
Okay.
One is in the Army now. His dad didn't want him to be a SEAL.
Oh, wow.
So he's in the Army. He's brilliant. And the daughter's brilliant too. And she's a lot taller than all of us put together.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So,
Is her dad tall?
yeah.
Yeah. Got some genes there.
Yeah.
And your other daughter?
My other daughter is, I'm not sure what she does, but she's in charge of, what?
She is the director for the Oregon Coalition Against Family and Sexual Violence.
Wow.
And she is married, and they have 3 children.
That's amazing.
One that's just turned 18. He's the oldest. And then twins, a boy and a girl, who are 13.
So 5 grandchildren, 2 children. What's the biggest blessing out of having a family like that?
They're all together.
Everybody gets along.
They're still married. They're all married.
And they all do get along.
Yeah.
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 Even though they live the youngest daughter lives in Tampa, the oldest daughter lives in Portland, Oregon.
Which I don't hold that against her.
No.
Try not to.
And I just love the fact that they work so hard at keeping those cousins together and informed.
Yeah.
I've been in Tampa when I went by my teenage daughter. She was laying on the sofa playing a game on the big screen, and I said, "Who are you playing with?" And she said, "I'm playing with Case, who's in Portland, Oregon."
Yeah.
So, that's great.
Isn't that cool?
I love that.
I'm an only child, and so my oldest cousin, she'll tell you she's 4 years older than I am, but it's really almost 5, I feel like. But she is my absolute best friend. And it is. It's really, my my children ski with my cousins. So one is like a Rocky Mountain Ranger in Boulder, and they go out and they ski with cousin Kelly. And then another one is a neurosurgeon in Utah, and they go up and they do their thing in Park City. And like, they're so close. And now their kids are close with my kids, and they call me Auntie Muggsy. And Andrea's daughter likes to call and say sing, and then if I sing the wrong song, then I'm in trouble, and she'll say no, Moana or another one. I don't want to hear that one, Auntie Muggsy. So do you think that your daughters watching your relationship has helped guide them in their own marriages? Will you give yourself credit?
I hope so.
Yeah?
I hope so. We haven't really had any big problems.
No.
No.
Well, everybody has big problems. Everybody has financial issues. Everybody has something that goes on there.
High school was rough.
With your girls?
With our girls.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, high school was. And after college, they both went to Europe together, and they cemented their relationship. They were just at odds all the time through high school.
Oh, good. There's hope for my 11 and 14-year-old.
There. Definitely. Send them off to Europe with a backpack.
Okay. And hope one comes back.
And hope.
This isn't like a Cain and Abel kind of situation, is it? I'm always like, don't put Joseph in the well. Like, they're all yelling at each other all the time at my house. But I do see my husband and his brother, and they seem to be grown-ups now. So that gives me a little bit of hope. So when they were young, they didn't always get along, but now they're super close. How often do you get an opportunity to see them?
Well, it varies. Callie was in before Christmas, and this time she just came by herself. Her husband is starting a whole new career, and, they still have a child in high school.
Yeah.
So she just flew in by herself, which was really nice to have that one-on-one. It was super, just for a couple days, and now her sister's going to do it in about a week and a half. So just for a few days, but
it's nice
it'll
that
be
they're
great.
both income-producing units.
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked my mom one time what her favorite age with me, and she was like, I think about 23. And I was like, why is that? And she's like, you stopped asking me for money.
Yeah.
And it is really, I think it was funny. She would fly in, like she'd come back from overseas or whatever, and she'd fly in to spend time with my husband and I, and she'd watch, Jack when we had him as a baby. And then we would say we were going out to dinner. She'd start pulling like 20s out of her purse and like trying to give me money. Like, I have a real job now. Like, it's okay. And she's like, sorry, force a habit. So we're used to you being, young, dumb, and broke. What I want to know, it sounds like you've kind of aced I know where you live because I had an opportunity to sell it to you. And I know that you're surrounded by family who loves you here too. You have great relationships with your daughters. You have relationships with your son-in-laws and your grandkids. What advice would you give to somebody who is just starting out? You got a few nuggets for us?
Be in love. Yeah. Be with the one you want to. Excuse me. Be with the one you want to be with.
Yeah. What about you?
I think that says it pretty well, honestly. That even, those days when you just want to get in the car and drive away, if you really love somebody, you turn around and you go back and you think things over and you think, what's the positive and the negative? And the negative is not living together. We love living together.
Yeah.
We do. Even as close as we are now, where we're, we're not going in opposite directions because of work anymore. It's really nice.
Was that a big change? Because when you guys moved here, that was when you were kind of settling out careers and doing all of that stuff, and you were leaving Saks, and was it a big change when you were in 3,000 square feet to 2,000 square feet and all of that?
Yeah. I don't think we had the same feelings about it. I was fine. I thought that was great. I loved the fact that we had time finally together. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, but I didn't expect you to stop talking. So, now I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. Was it different when you guys were in the condo and you were together all the time? Like, what was that adjustment like?
Being in the condo
Yeah.
was an adjustment.
Just being in the condo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you didn't have anything outside. Because we moved from 2.5 acres to a condo.
Right.
And it was horrible.
Horrible.
Well, you can't go outside and walk around. We have a dog now.
Yep.
And
Super cute dog.
yeah, and he can't run around like our labs used to run around.
Yeah. You have that pond out back, though.
Yeah, but what am I doing wrong?
You're fine. You didn't shoot any geese or do anything like that.
No, I
remember we
never-
were talking about that in the HOA. You didn't do that, did you?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't shot anything yet.
A little concerned about the mallards or the ducks that might be landing out there. You from your 2.5 acres and
I know a guy that did that though. He lives down the street from us.
he's on the pond.
Yeah, he shot a goose and he did something else too. I don't know. And he was president of the association, so he did a lot of stuff. He set his house on fire and
Oh God. So you're having fun with your neighbors.
yeah.
We have great neighbors.
You do.
We do. I mean, it's been an adjustment for Mike moving into a smaller space.
Right.
It's not convenient putting the dog on a leash in a blizzard and going out there with him because you have to. And I feel sorry for him because he's a little guy, but he loves to run and he can't.
Yeah. Have you ever used the dog parks?
We haven't yet. There was some bad stuff going around as far as bacteria and and other things. So we really haven't made use of the dog parks.
We had our own dog park back in Ohio.
You're so funny. Because you were the one that was like, this is so much to take care of and this is just a lot.
Oh, no, I loved taking care of it.
Yeah.
We had a big tractor that I got to mow it with, and the dog back then was Sam. He was a red retriever, and he used to follow me around on the tractor, and then we'd go out and blow snow, and so it was good.
Yeah, I don't want you blowing snow, though. I don't want anything to happen to you while you're in your driveway blowing snow with the dog and a tractor and all of these wild things.
Well, we're not doing any of that anymore.
What's the positives that you found in moving to West Michigan with your bestie?
Well, they weren't very positive for me because I came here. I was talked into coming here because I was going to go fishing, a lot with Karen's brothers, who I used to fish with.
Yeah.
And but I was having a problem with my knee. I had my knee operated on. I haven't been able to walk since.
Okay.
So,
How long ago was that?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
You doing PT?
Oh yeah, I went all kinds of PT.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to get on that boat. I feel like this is the summer you get on the boat.
Oh, we'll see.
You can sit on the edge. I think 100%.
Yeah.
You just go out there and to have a short trip and see how it goes and get ready to catch some fish.
Well, I'm a fly fisherman,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband, the former Orvis endorsed fly fishing guide.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But then he had to get a real job, and he always says his jet sled's on my left hand. Poor guy. Got locked down. Poor thing. If the boat thing doesn't work out, I got a couple of sons that will be more than happy to hang out on the pier with you and catch salmon all day long, open to close. I just deliver them Jimmy John's. And they met an attorney from Chicago this summer who was out there that was retired that was talking to them, a stockbroker, some kind of hedge fund guy that was running an insurance company that was like 24 years old. There's a lot of people on that pier. All you have to do is get out there. You can sit in a chair, and I will get Henry to be at your beck and call and just run around and do whatever you say. So,
Sounds good.
what were the benefits for you?
It'd be fabulous.
Yeah, they're a blast too. They're a good time, and I'll deliver snacks.
Oh boy, that'll do it for
Right,
sure.
100%.
Yeah. My brothers are close.
Yeah.
That is nice. That's just reassuring. We had a really tight group of friends back in Columbus area. And that was all changing. They were either moving away or they now had grandchildren and they were spending more time with their families, that sort of thing. So when we decided to move, leaving them really wasn't a big deal. And then I found people here that I enjoyed as well.
Yeah.
So we still keep up, all of us keep up with each other. But you know what? I had fun redoing the place, and I could do it because it wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it will never stop, of course. I will always be doing something to the house. But no, it's been good. I found people to walk with, you know. It's been great. I think.
It feels like to me if there were a theme to this podcast, it would be it doesn't really matter where you are, it matters who you're with.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true. Yeah.
And I remember that in working with you guys, there's a lot of laughter. You have a lot of jokes. I always say I stay thin by laughing at my own jokes. There's a levity, I think, with you, a lightness that just brings joy in your relationship. And my little guy, Henry, told me, you know, Mom, it's just like this. And I was like, what's it like, Henry? And he said, don't make the problem bigger than the problem is.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that with you. I feel like don't settle. You know, find somebody that you just love. Those are your words.
Yeah.
And is your friend. And then you get to do life. I never saw a crossword. I never saw any disrespect in the entire time. We were in a pretty high pressure situation because you had a buyer for your house. We were looking in a scarce inventory time. We went from Whitehall, I think, to
You took us
all over
everywhere.
the place.
Oh, we went everywhere.
We looked at everything from soup to nuts. We had a lot going on there. And regardless of how volatile the situation was, your relationship was just exactly the same.
And I have to tell you, too, Megan, when we bought where we live sight unseen, we sent you to look at it.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying, well, I never showed you this because of the stairs. And Mike was having knee problems then. And that made a lot of sense. So I'm on the internet looking at this place, don't know anything about it. You went and said, I think you can make this work, because you had talked to Mike enough. You know, we have woods on two sides. We have an itty-bitty pond. Well, it's not so itty-bitty, but we're at the end of it.
It's the perception of nature without the work.
Open, well, and the openness. And when we moved in, we literally moved in. They moved in our furniture, and we both had COVID. And neither one of us were horribly sick with it. We just couldn't move. We were so tired. All I could think of is I have been so blessed to find a place, in a place where it's beautiful. Yeah, you know, I really feel that it could have been a nightmare, and it was wonderful. It is wonderful as far as I'm concerned.
I definitely don't want your real estate experience to be a nightmare, but it was tough. It was really tough because people weren't listing, and we did still have COVID going on, and we were trying to get you sold and get you up here and do all of those things. But what I liked the best was you were sharing your feelings. You're being super open. There was a hesitancy in such a big move. And it's not always that way. Like, I just have to tell you, in more than $500 million in residential real estate sales, and it's got to be, you know, over 1,000 transactions at this point, which are relationships for me. Generally speaking, somebody loses their SHIT. Somebody has some kind of meltdown. Somebody comes for the other one and shakes them like a dog in the backyard. Something happens. And throughout the entire thing, whether I was speaking to you or you were still working, you know, or I was speaking to you, it was very much like, well, this is what we want to do. This is how we want to move forward in a unified front.
We looked for 2 years, as I recall.
Yeah, it was no joke.
It was a long time.
And you never got frustrated with us. You never let us down. And your mother started asking whether you'd found anything for
No, my mom. And then when I sold my mom a house, she was like, now I understand. Do I owe you extra for the counseling? Because I try to stay really chill, right? Because if we all feel urgency or fear or scarcity or whatever, then we all kind of go down together. But I have to tell you, it is a great joy. I think of you often when I thought about who would be great for this space. The way that you live your life is an example to the way that I want my marriage to be.
Oh,
The way that you love
gonna
each
make me
other
cry.
and honor each other. Third guest in a row who says you're going to make me cry. But I love the fun. I love the levity. I love your jokes. I love...
Well, you got to come see the place now because it's completely different.
Oh, I imagine. Zach's
See, we've been
got a
there
hold of it, and off we go.
Yeah, it's been there 4 years and it's changed 3 times.
Oh, seriously? That's awesome. We'll probably just hopefully the pillows and some of those things, right?
No.
No, everything. The paint colors.
the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, but we knew we were going to do that when we went in. We
Right.
talked about the price of acquisition, and we talked about the price of turning it into the jewel box that it would need to be, and the fireplaces and all of the different things. I remember.
Fireplaces got changed.
Yep, and those like 4 stairs that are coming up in the entryway or whatever they are, those might be the thing that can help rehab that knee so that we can get you fishing on the pier, just
Well-
up and down and up and down.
Yeah, I don't worry about that anymore.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I've done about everything I can do. The only big problem that we ever had was convincing her that I needed an airplane.
Eat in an airplane?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well,
He bought an airplane.
You bought an airplane?
And back when we were working,
Are you a pilot?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I learned how to fly when I was 16, but never couldn't afford to do it until I was 50.
Like a Cessna? Or
Yeah.
like,
I had a Cessna 182.
that's so cool.
Well, I used it to go around to call on customers.
Okay.
So
I had a crush on a guy in high school that had a Cessna. And I strictly remember I very much remember the colonel saying, don't you dare get in that plane. If you get in that plane, you're going to be in big trouble. Who knows if I got in the plane or I didn't get in the plane? Nobody needs to know, right?
right.
So that was are you saying that was an argument?
It wasn't an argument, no. It was a lot of convincing.
Oh, okay. There was a time where you had to sell yourself to your own wife.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that though. I didn't know that you were a pilot.
Well, not a big deal.
I mean, kind of it is to literally be able to fly a plane.
He gave up golf to, get his pilot's license and get his instrument license. And
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You can't do everything.
Yeah, I get it. I love that you just said that it's not a big deal that you can fly a plane, because I feel like when I'm on a plane, it's a pretty big deal that the pilot can fly the plane. I want them to know how to do that, and I
I
don't
want
want
them
to
to know
learn.
how to do it too.
100%.
I don't care if they're male or female or what color they are. They got to learn how to.
Absolutely. I don't care if they're young or old or what, as long as they can get me from point A to point B. Well, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. I'm really, really grateful that I had an opportunity to meet you. And I'm grateful that you would come in and share a little bit of your journey in your life. And I feel like, to wrap it up, I feel like we just probably should marry our best friend.
Yeah. Well,
That's
marry the one you're dreaming about.
Marry the one you're dreaming about. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that the 53rd anniversary is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations on doing something that apparently only 50% of the population of the United States is. Well, they can't even make it past 8 years. So that's the average. So you guys are like really killing it at life. And also like the longevity and the legacy that your relationship has provided for your daughters and then your grandchildren, and on it goes. I do really think that being able to watch my grandparents' relationship helped me to form what I wanted my relationship to look like. And it'll be interesting to see as we do these with people who have been married longer than 50 years. But one of the themes that I see in your relationship that was also in theirs and is in mine is laughter. Just trying to keep it fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate you both
Thank you.
very much.
Thanks, Megan.
This is Megan Heritage with the Positivity in Practice podcast. And today we celebrate love.